Hello everyone, welcome back to the Poor Night Podcast, the number 2 podcast in the world. Today we've got a very, very, very special episode. It is the second birthday episode of the podcast host. So once again I'm joined by the fantastic Stephen Davison and Sam Briggs.
Hey!
And it's Sam's birthday, so happy birthday, Sam. You're what, 20?
Well, this episode...
How old are you today?
I'm 24.
I would guess 25.
Yes. You'd have guessed 25. I'm not that old. I'm not Stephen.
In that case, don't open the card, I said.
You're like 3 months younger than me.
No, Stephen, you're like 30.
Oh, just mentally.
Oh, God.
So today, since it's Sam's episode, that means Sam is going to be drinking some absinthe. As you all remember, when I tried the absinthe, I threw up after half a shot. Sam is a bit more hardcore than me, as is every other person in the world who can probably handle it.
Debatable.
So me and Stephen have made up a plan for Sam's episode
Yes.
without any consultation from Sam. So everything that he skips is just him being a pussy, but we have put a few clauses in just to make sure that he can't, and things that he does have to answer. So we start off then, lads. What are we drinking today?
I'm drinking
Yes.
absinthe.
So, I'm on the vodka today. Matt, what are you on?
Vodka, mate.
Ooh, hitting it.
So I'm with you, bro.
Hard. So,
I'm with you, bro.
I'm just
So,
looking at it. I'm like,
Okay, cool. So
I think
to start today's episode, as you guys know,
we just get
every
straight
episode we
into
like
it.
to jump straight in with a random question. So Sam,
okay.
Oh God!
What?
By the way, here's your first shot.
Okay, I'll take that first before you ask the question. Go on.
Everyone there. All right, let's see Sam's shot with the absinthe.
oh no,
Can you hear me, Matt? Oh, Matt's left the Discord, so that means I don't have to take the shot yet. That's all right. So, Stephen, I'm gonna have to turn my video off. Oh no, wait, Matt's back. Matt, hello.
Oh God.
Matt, hello. Matt.
hello, I'm back.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I've turned my video off, but I'll turn it back on real quick for this.
You have to be quick,
Right.
bro. Be quick.
Do it quick.
I'll drink it first, and then we'll do the question. Right. So
Okay, cool.
hit that
That's
shotgun,
it.
Stephen.
Yeah, it's already happened.
Oh right. Okay. Right. I'll take it now.
Go, 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 go.
Oh.
Just fucking do it!
Oh, Sam, what a maverick! What a maverick!
You've already done better than Matt.
It is 1:45 Saturday afternoon.
Right. What's the question?
Well done, mate. So,
Okay.
first question of the episode. We want to know, Sam, what is your bonnet joking? What is the weirdest sex dream about someone we know?
The weirdest sex dream about someone you know.
That you've
someone-
had.
someone-
The weirdest sex dream you've had about someone we all know.
I don't think I've had one about people you guys know. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
mate.
alright.
Make one up then, mate.
They could have. Nah, because I know I've not had any with the people that we're in the group chat with. I know that much.
Really?
Yeah, no, I've not.
Holly in the mud.
No, I've not. But nah. To be fair, I've had one with like Lauren and Alexis in. I'm not gonna lie, but
Oh, mate.
that's never
There we
gonna
go,
happen.
that'll do.
Yeah, but I mean,
what
that's
happened?
standard, isn't it?
What happened? I mean,
Did you guys did you build a sandcastle or was it?
Were me and Matt there as well?
no, you and Matt weren't there.
Was
sorry,
it all
guys.
over Zoom?
It was one of those, one of those. Like I actually had to just pay it.
I think you might have just watched the podcast episode.
It was really weird dream actually, because like I was just walking. I was in London for whatever reason, and we were just like I was walking around. I knew I recognised her, I saw her, so I was like, oh Lauren, and then all of a sudden we were just chatting like mates. And then the next thing I know,
And then all of a sudden I'm ragging her.
yeah, literally though, no, like that's like with dreams, like you don't remember the full thing, do you? You just remember bits and bats from it, right? So I remember that bit. Yeah, literally, I remember that bit distinctively. The next thing I know, I remember drinking like wine with her in the in her apartment. Well, do you know her like little setup? Because it's actually her office, isn't it? And then before, oh god, before I know it, yeah, things are happening.
What's happening, Sam?
Things, man, things.
Sam's just giggling to himself. He was having a good dream.
Things were happening, man. Like we just sort of got on with it, and then like you just it goes like sort of like 0 to 100 in a dream, doesn't it? You start making out, and then you sort of like.
I think that's just Lauren Alexis, mate.
Well, yeah, true. But then you like lose it, and then the next thing you know, you're absolutely ragging the shit out of them, and then you're waking up because the alarm goes off. Who just moaned?
Stephen.
I think you're having another dream. Imagine this is the one episode Lauren Alexis tunes back in on.
Wagwan, Lauren Alexis, how we doing? Good evening. I'm going to turn my video off just for Matt's internet.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, that's...
So, Sam...
Yeah, go on, sorry.
Me and Stephen, when we were doing the planning for this, we wanted to do like complete polar opposites, right? So the first one, sex. Secondly, Sam, we want to know, and the viewers want to know, because it's a big topic that no one knows about. Like, even I'm a bit unsure. What the fuck do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living? Right, let me just pour a shot.
And there's your second shot, Matt. Sam,
Yeah.
enjoy your second absinthe.
Oh, I'm not ready for this. Right, okay, I'm going to take it now. Oh, I didn't want to swallow that one.
That's what Lauren Alexis said.
How did you know? Were you in my dream?
Stephen's like, I've had that dream many times, except you guys were there.
I'm going to have to chase that down with something. Jesus Christ, that is strong. Shit. It's alright if you have it when you're already drunk. You don't feel it as much, but when you're sober, it's horrible.
When you're sober, it's like a punch to the face.
Yeah. Oh. Right, okay, yeah, sorry, right. What do I actually do for a job? Right, currently...
Please.
Currently I work as an engineer. Possibly might be changing next month, but I don't know yet, so I'm not going to get my hopes up. But at the minute, working as an engineer, I do agricultural engineering, so I fix things like lawnmowers, strimmers, chainsaws, stuff like that, basically.
My dad will like you, mate.
Hey, me and your dad will get along then, will we?
Right.
He doesn't even like Matt.
Don't tell everyone that. Nah, but that's basically what I do at the minute. Well, I say self-taught, but my dad taught me how to do it because it's his business. In no way.
Self-taught, but someone else actually taught me.
Yeah. In no way. Like, I don't have any engineering like qualifications or degrees or anything.
Or
but it's just sort of like that also. But it is like just muscle memory, I guess. I guess that's the best way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I do for a job.
That's why you're so hench then, you lifting lawnmowers.
Oh, yes. Yeah, basically, yeah. And then it's funny because people, when they come in, they're always like, I always say to them, do you want to lift in the back of your car with it? Do you know, like when they're picking a lawnmower up or whatever, once it's been fixed. And then I'm picking it up and putting it in the back, and they always go, oh, I bet you're used to doing that every day. I hear it like 4 or 5 times a day, mate. And I'm like, oh, God. And I'm like, yeah, I do it all day, every day. It's just what I do. Show off. It's not showing off, it's just... I guarantee you give me that sort of weight in the gym, I probably couldn't pick it up, but because it's a lawnmower, I can.
Yeah. You got to do it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, there we go.
That's what I
the
do.
question's been answered. That's what Sam does.
So, next question. Important one, I guess, for probably someone.
Okay.
So, you're on a dance floor in a nightclub, let's say. Perhaps at the caravan. Perhaps
with
at
me
the
and
caravan club.
with me and George TG, because Stephen's too old to get a nightclub.
I'm too old to get in nightclubs.
Yeah, man, there's like an age limit on them things now.
You're the same age as me, Sam.
Shh.
So
Let's not talk about that. Right, sorry, go on. Carry on.
You're on a dance floor. You look across a crowded dance floor. Do you see your dream girl? What does she look like? We don't give a shit about personality here. It's just what she looks like.
Oh, what does she look like? Okay, I'm saying like 5 foot.
And there's your shot.
Fuck! I tried to get away with that one.
Yeah, I know. You jumped straight over the answer.
Yeah.
Not with this episode, mate.
Oh God. Right. Okay. Shot number 3 of absinthe. Right.
You are hardcore.
Oh God.
I could barely look at you guys doing shots of absinthe.
You can barely open your eyes.
Oh God, that's disgusting. No burps then, but it didn't quite get there.
Oh God.
Yeah. So, I'm saying like 5'4" You know, like around that age,
right.
Around that height.
Around year 11 sort of age.
So like medium length brunette hair. I do like blue eyes, but brunettes don't tend to have blue eyes, so you know what, we win some, we lose some there.
I'll be honest, so far you're describing Holly.
Oh god, am I? Oh shit.
Well, I don't know, Holly's quite tall.
I was going to say like a, sort of like a...
Or have I got this 5 foot thing really messed up?
I don't know, 5'4", I don't know what height that will be in comparison to you, so...
I think 5'4" is like, my shoulder.
Yeah, I'm going to say maybe the chin or shoulder of Stephen, yeah. Anyway.
What? Really?
Maybe a tiny bit taller than that, but yeah.
Are you sure? 5'4"?
I don't think you know how tall 5'4" is.
Are you sure?
5'4" is short.
That's what I mean. And Stephen's tall.
Yeah. So that's what I'm right. Anyway, moving on. So
right,
like,
moving on.
this is a weird thing though. This is a weird thing. Like, so like a
3
like,
mouths.
a circular face, not like a real. It's awful to say. Not a long
circular
face. Not a long face. You get me?
I hate the fucking hexagonal faces.
And like little button noses are pretty cute as well. But that's it. Yeah.
Oh, I want to be sick.
We asked and we got the answer and we don't like it.
Yeah, you're the ones that asked. You guys are both just like anything with a pulse, honestly.
Oh.
See, I don't tend to go for looks. I tend to I tend to go for like
Sam has standards.
Yeah, I just go for the comedian.
I don't tend to
if
go
they're
for
funny.
looks. I tend to go for the one to let me.
God damn it, you found out.
Well, Stephen, for you, mate, that's a good start.
Nah, it's usually personality I go for. So like you caught me off guard with the looks.
Yeah.
I much prefer like
you literally, yeah.
If
you
I go
prefer personality,
like,
don't you?
Yeah, oh god, yeah. But like if I saw someone, I'd happily admit they're like a 10 out of 10. But if they have a dead personality, they're getting thrown off. Yeah, basically, yeah. But yeah, that's
why you don't talk to girls. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I've not even attempted to speak to anyone.
Yeah, no, that's my reason as well.
Yeah. I'm glad we're on the same page, Stephen. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna have no excuse at the Caravan Club, are we?
No.
Frankly, I watched the In-Betweeners episode before this just to give me a bit more insight of what it's going to be like.
I can assure you, it's probably going to be nothing like that.
Yeah, because none of us are going to end up fingering someone. There's going to be no girl that comes up to any of us and goes, "I'm going to take you outside and I want you to fuck me." Although Sam probably will end up with a child.
Hello? No, not me. That's gonna be
George.
I feel like
someone else, not me.
George TG will be that one that's just like Will, where he's just like, let's skid instead.
Yeah.
I used to love it.
Oh Jesus!
Then Geordie ends up getting with her instead.
Oh my god! Can you imagine? That's alright for Geordie.
Geordie's like, yeah, it's a punky redhead. She was nice.
Geordie will end up being taken back to some girl's caravan and then calling her a paedophile.
Yeah, he just goes up to her. You do know I'm not 18, right?
You do know I'm a child.
I wish I could do Geordie's voice, but I can just imagine him saying something like, "Well, there's something I should probably tell you."
Just like he's sat there and he sort of like stutters on his words because he's already drunk. He's like, "Oh, well, there's something I should tell you about."
Geordie's like, "Now, don't get mad at this, but
it's the don't get mad that'll get me."
I'm a statutory rapist.
let's not manifest these unfortunate circumstances. So, Sam, moving on from that then. So,
next shot,
once again.
next shot.
Sam, it's quite similar actually. Do you regret saying you edit the podcast for free?
No, I honestly, I've not taken my shot yet, but I'll go into detail on this.
Stephen, I'm just looking at the plan. Look at the next question compared to this. It's so
I'm pouring the smallest shot in the world, by the way. I'm so... but at least I'm doing the absinthe. At least I'm doing it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Stephen
wouldn't do it.
I'm showing the camera now. It's a tiny amount, but it's still quite a lot in terms of it being absinthe.
Well done.
Right, let me take this. Let me cry a little bit, and then I'll answer.
You sound like me. Stephen, why'd you do this to me?
I had the absinthe in my mouth when you said that.
Oh god.
And I just didn't swallow it for a couple of seconds.
Oh no, that's awful.
Yeah. Oh. Right. Oh. Right. Okay. Oh. No. Honestly, I don't regret saying I'd edit the podcast because it weirdly, it gives me sort of a routine to my life, and I'm very much a person that likes to keep as busy as I can.
I remember you saying.
And that's why I even like started including like the gym and stuff into my routine. So then
Well done.
it forces me to get up earlier and stuff like that. But yeah, the podcast for sure. I've got a routine now where I'll open it and sync everything up on the Friday, so I don't do too much on the Friday. The Saturday I edit the first half, and the Sunday I tend to edit the second half, unless I'm busy, obviously. And I'm very much like, I love editing. I don't care what it is I'm editing. I absolutely love it. And it gives me, well, it doesn't really give me much practice because at the end of the day it's only a podcast, but it gives me like that quick editing. Like, you know, if I'm in a rush, I have to edit fast, and it gives me that sort of speed editing experience if I ever need it in the future.
So sometimes you forget to take out things like when we say Stephen fancies someone.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
But the thing is, look, I might be leaving them in for the banter. You'll never know. Honestly, you'll never know.
Oh yeah. Steve only skips to the bits where he says bad things.
Nah, most of the time I do edit the stuff like that needs to be edited out, but you know, on occasion I do slip up.
We should have kept it for like, if we hit like a big milestone in subscribers, we should have kept like we should have done like the cutting room floor episode.
Yeah, all the bits that have been cut out.
Where it was just a compilation of everything we'd had to cut out.
Shall I keep, like from now on, shall I start keeping little clips like that?
Oh God.
I don't know.
We can make a montage of it now. Talk about Stephen's life right now. Just make that.
Oh God.
I don't know. I think maybe we put a pin in that one.
Especially after what things you said, Stephen. Jesus.
Yeah,
I've just dropped my light.
Mind you, having said that, there's some stuff in the Dropouts episode that came out last week.
Oh yeah, you need to tell Geordie to remove some of that stuff.
I don't. Well,
oh
no.
God, Geordie's editing it. Oh God.
That's the thing. I don't think there's anything we need to tell him to take out apart from the bit at the end where. Well, actually, I'm not going to say what it is. But but there's one thing Joe specifically messaged me and said, "You got to take this out. We don't want any shit."
Yeah, to make sure you tell Geordie that.
But other than that, I don't think there's anything we need to take out. I do make a George Floyd joke in it.
Oh God.
I
hope he takes
funny,
stuff out. Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah. To be fair, I think if there's one episode where we don't want to cut shit like that out, it's the one with dropouts.
Oh yeah, because
that's the sort of shit their fans like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll only. How about?
Having said that, this is the first episode after the dropouts one as well, so hopefully.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we're saying this, but it's already out. So by the time this is out, we already know what's gone on.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right. So next one.
Okay, let's get back to it.
Next one. So we obviously we normally go a bit deeper in the second half, but we're gonna go with quite a heavy hitting question now.
I might skip the absent for this one because like.
No, I think you're gonna need it for this one.
Right. I'll ask the question and then I'll decide what I'm thinking.
What makes you think you're a sociopath?
Oh God. No, I'll take the spiced rum for this one.
Sam's like, well, it all goes back to my first girlfriend.
It all goes back to when that girl squirted on my t-shirt.
As my girlfriend left me, she called me a sociopath.
And I just ran with
it. Right. So we all like. I don't think I'm a sociopath, like an actual.
You know you are.
I know. I think I've just got sociopathic traits. Like it's perfectly okay to have sociopathic traits.
Like how we say that Stephen's a pedo, but I hope he's not.
Yeah, basically,
traits.
Yeah. Basically. So what it is people that I don't know. So like obviously I know you guys and everyone in the group chat and all that stuff, right? But people that I don't know, I couldn't give a shit about, basically, right?
Yeah.
So let's say Jim down the street had a heart attack, I'd be like, oh, what a shame. You know, I'd just move on from it. It's not my problem, sort of thing. Whereas if a family member or a friend had a heart attack, I'd be like, oh shit, I'm going to be there for you, whatever you need, no problem.
Yeah.
And that is I've googled it, and that is a sociopathic trait because you only care about the people. Well, it's not a bad trait to have, really, because you only care about the people that care about you, if that makes sense.
I've gained nothing from caring about everyone in my life.
Yeah, literally same. And I think that's what changed me.
All I've got is fucking therapy.
I think, but like I think what changed me was the amount of people I like. Back when I first started YouTube, I messaged everyone whenever they needed anything. I'm sure you were the same, Matt. If they needed something, I messaged them, and I'd stay up till like 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning talking to them, making sure they're alright. And I think what hit me was, this is going to be really deep, like, so I apologise in advance. What hit me was the first, like, somebody messaged me and they were like, "Sam, I need you." I spent nearly 3 days talking to them. Like, I'd had very little sleep, 3 days non-stop talking to them, making sure they were alright. Then didn't hear anything for a week, and then their brother messaged me saying that they passed away. And yeah, so like that's why I'm saying like it's really deep, is this. And they passed away, like obviously they ended their own life. And that really sort of affected me, obviously, because I was sat there, I was talking to him, and you know, and that made me take a step back and think to myself, right, like I can't help everyone, you know. I used to be the person that I was sat there and I thought, you know what, I can help everyone, you know, but sometimes in some situations, if somebody's got that thought in their head, only they can remove that thought. You can't remove it for them, and that's what I got from that experience. It was, oh god, it set me back so much, but and that's when I stopped sort of caring about, like, in the best and worst way possible. That's when I stopped caring about people I didn't know. And like obviously you guys have seen it in the group chat, some shit that I say, I'm just like, oh fuck it, just block them or whatever and do this and do that. And that's where I've got that from. So yeah, it's kind of deep, the reason behind it, but that's the basis.
Good to speak about it.
Yeah, that's the basis of it.
Steve was like, yeah, Twitter clip.
No, that's the basis of why I joke about being a sociopath, but it has come from a deep thing.
Anyway, so what's your body count?
Anyway, no. Steven, you know me too well.
So do you like anal?
No, that's not the actual question. It probably will be at some point.
Yeah. So Sam, you said on the I'll do this one. So Sam, you said on the
there's your shot, by the way.
Yeah, ding. You said on the podcast that you did with Ram that numbers started to go to your head and you started to get a bit of an ego with YouTube. It's why you stopped.
Yeah.
I want to know a bit more about that, and I want to know, did something happen prior to that where maybe you got a bit of an ego and you didn't want to fall into that trap again? Or
right.
Give us some examples.
Something and you generally realised.
Right. Yeah. So the first. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the first time I realised.
I hired a butler.
So yeah, I bought this £6 million house. No. No, there was I don't know if you remember it, Stephen. I did know you at this point, but there was a stage of my YouTube videos where every single video, no matter how shit or good it was getting a minimum of 100 likes, right? Minimum of 100 likes, and I don't know how many views, minimum of 1,000 views roughly as well. And that was going on for like 3 or 4 months, and then one of my videos hit like 700, I think it was about 600, 700 views. And I thought to myself, oh shit, this isn't any good. What the fuck? I need to up my game, you know. And then from there on, that's when I started looking into having collabs with people that had bigger subscribers than me. That's when I started going to events. Because before that, I had declined a couple of events because I was like, nah, I'm not known enough to go to these events. But then I went to my first event, which was Bubble Football in 2015, maybe. I think it was 2015. Yeah. I went to that event and I must have taken photos with over 100 people at that event. Like people coming up to me and being like, oh, I got a photo and all this shit. And then that's when it started. I was thinking, this is getting to my head. But then like I said, that it was from that event when I started saying to myself, oh, I need to start linking up with people with high subscriber counts so I can get more views, more money, more subscribers.
Start shagging.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And that's...
Or shagging TikTok stars.
See, TikTok didn't exist back then, it was still Vine. Vine was the big thing then.
Should have got your housemate to invite a Vine star around to your house and then shagged her instead.
Oh, let's not talk about that, eh, Matt? But that's when it started, like, you know, the whole numbers thing. And then I went to my second event, which was called Football Hero. And it was like a kick-off for cancer sort of thing. So obviously raising money for charity and stuff. And the only people I would speak to were people like, that had been on, like, there was people from like X on the Beach, Love Island, all that lot there. I'd speak to them, or I'd speak to people with like 100,000 plus subscribers, because I knew who they were and stuff. Luckily for me, it sounds bad, but luckily for me, the only person that I'm still kind of in contact with is Tish Simmons out of all that lot. The Vine star there. I'm in my mum's car girl.
Yes.
I say kind of because I don't message her, but the option's there for me to message her if I can't. Like,
she still follows me on Twitter.
I'm mates with her on Facebook. I'm mates with I think it's a Godfather on Facebook, and stuff like that. So you know the option's there to message her and stuff. But I'm like
expect Tish Simmons on the podcast next time.
Oh dear. Maybe, you never know. But it's just that's when the numbers really started getting to my head, and it was just like, right, I need to instead of just taking a month off, I just need to quit fully. That's the only way it's going to stop me looking at numbers, and that's essentially exactly what I did.
That's mad because it basically seems like what you did is you started looking at how to actually grow on YouTube, and then how to grow on YouTube scared you, and you went, I'd rather not.
That's the weird thing. But the thing that made me,
because literally everybody says about when you're growing on YouTube, when you're starting out and you're smaller and you're growing on YouTube, everybody always says collab with people who have more subscribers than you, focus on what people are watching on your channel, and you started doing that. And then shit yourself and stopped.
Yeah,
and what was that about?
I think what it was, it was just more so like I got the adrenaline rush from the views, and that was fantastic. But when it came to it, I think I was just like, no, I can't. I don't know. It was just like, I don't mind people watching my stuff, but when there's that many people starting to watch my stuff, I'm like, oh shit. I need to be careful what I say, but there was also, like I said, there was also times where like someone would talk to me and say, "Oh, we should collab sometime," and I just sort of turn around and be like, "Yeah, no." Yeah, I just be like, no, well, like in my head, I'll be thinking. In my head, I'll be thinking.
Of course, we're not collaborating. Who are you? I get 700 views a video.
But in my head, I was sort of started thinking, well, what am I going to gain from this? And that's the worst thing to think. Yeah. Like you should always think, oh yeah, I should do this because then I've got contacts, and that's why I just stopped.
Yeah, but I suppose that's part of growing, though, isn't it? Like part of growing it, part of collabing as you're trying to grow it is what's in it for me.
Yeah.
Because it's a case of not that should specifically stop you from making videos with people who have less subscribers than you or something. But if you're on like 3,000 or something at the time subscribers, 4,000, and someone with 300 subscribers asked to collab, and you're trying to grow, that's not a good move.
Yeah.
Like, fine, sick. You can make a sick video, and by all means do it. But if you're looking to grow, you need to be turning down the collabs with 300 subscribers
and going for the 10k ones.
Pushing people who have 3,000, 5,000. Like that's just. I mean, that's the game's the game.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things you can slag it off, and there's plenty of reasons and ways to slag off the YouTube game.
That's what it is, isn't it? Yeah, that's what it is.
The game's the game.
like at the end of the day, like I would absolutely, don't get me wrong, I would love to fucking see where I'd be with my YouTube channel now if I carried it on. But at the same time.
Oh, funny you should say that.
Oh right, is that another question?
That's the next question.
I was going to say I'll talk about. Do you want to ask the question? And I'll talk about it then.
Yeah, we're going to ask the question.
Just carry on with what you're doing because we need to take a break soon. So just okay. So where would you be?
I was going to say
if you didn't?
I'd absolutely.
Well, take another shot. Take another shot.
I'm not taking the absinthe for it. My head's spinning already. I've not had much food today.
I haven't had any food today.
Oh god, I'm having.
I had the vaccine today as well.
True. Mine's next week.
Oh, poor Steve.
I can barely feel my right arm.
Rip. R.I.P. man. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah. I'd absolutely, don't get me wrong, I would love to see where I'd be with my YouTube channel, like right now, if I didn't quit. Because I was gaining what? At a minimum, I was gaining like 15, 20 subs a day, at minimum. But the thing is,
what's that like?
It was great. You know, don't get me wrong, it was great. It was fantastic. There was some days where I'd be gaining like 100 plus, but like now, like I'm just like if I didn't stop, I wouldn't be where I am today. Like talking to you guys right now, I wouldn't be in the group chat. I wouldn't have the mates I have basically.
You'd have been an actual YouTuber.
See, to be fair, Stephen, I'd probably still be talking to you because you've been my mate like since. You know.
I doubt it.
You doubt it? Nah. I've always spoken to Stephen.
You say that, or you said like you've got the podcast now instead, whereas I'm thinking like if me and you both didn't quit, we wouldn't need Stephen.
Oh, good point, actually. Mike, do you want to start a duo podcast? No. But like, I wouldn't have met you, Max. I think I'm pretty sure I met you on Twitter. Like, I'm certain that's where I met you.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't have met you.
Yeah, as soon as you overtook me, you'd be like,
I would never have met George TG, Geordie, you know, Kira, Holly. I wouldn't have met any of them lot, and I'm grateful that I did stop because I've got mates that, you know, I'd rather have mates that I have now than what I could have possibly had. And
very humble of you, Sam. I think that's a good time to go to the break.
Well, yeah.
So thanks for watching the first half of the Pouring Up podcast. And if you think this bit was deep, wait till you get to the second half. The first question back. Brilliant.
See you later.
So welcome back everyone to the Pouring Up podcast. Hope you're all doing well. I'm still joined by Sam Briggs and Stephen Davison on Sam's birthday. So once again, happy birthday, Sam.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
We had a pretty intense first start.
Yeah, I'm very drunk.
So, take a shot every time Matt opens a second half by saying this person didn't leave during the break.
Every single one.
Oh god, that's like 10 shots.
So we had a very intense and deep first half. So secondly, Sam, going straight off the bat, do you miss having sex?
I didn't even get to start pouring my drink. Oh god. Well,
Steve were proper giggling when we thought that.
There's like, it's one of them. It's like I don't necessarily miss it. I just miss the intimacy. Is that cringe to say?
You can't miss what you never had.
That's true. I am still a virgin for everyone listening.
So am I, mate. It's alright. I'm laughing.
Because you'd be crying otherwise. It's like I said, I don't necessarily miss it. I just miss the intimacy. Do you know, like the sort of, I don't know if you've I'm sure you've probably felt it before. Like after you finish, you just sort of sit there and like cuddle for a little while. And it's nice to just do that. And that's
Stephen, for the record, it's a nice feeling.
I know. It just sounds grim.
It is very cringe to say, and I'm going to admit that. I'll be the first to admit that. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm not like
guys.
I'm not
don't
like
you just love cuddling?
I was going to say I'm not a typical guy in the terms of like I'll fuck anything and everything. I like.
We know.
I don't like.
That's definitely a Twitter clip. but with the first bit cut off.
Oh god, grim.
I'll fuck anything and everything.
You know what, I'll take it, whatever. I'm drunk, I don't care. Yeah, but it's like I like this. At the end of the day, the sex is just a bonus. Like I care about the like just chilling out with somebody that you love. You know, that's the bit I care about,
sweet, yeah.
And that's why I've been single for so long, because I just can't find someone.
Because nobody wants to just spend time with you.
Basically, yeah, man, you've got it in one.
There's plenty of people that want to shag you, but no one wants to actually spend time with you.
I've only ever done one. I think I mentioned this before, but I've only ever done like one like fucking joke. That's the best way to put it. And I walked home. That was the t-shirt story.
Oh, was that the squirting t-shirt?
Yeah. That's the t-shirt story. Yeah, so I'm not going to go into it again.
If anything, you fucked and chucked the t-shirt.
Well, yeah, basically, yeah. That was a nice t-shirt as well. I'm kind of gutted, you know.
Stephen, do you want to lead into the next bit?
Yeah, go on. Let's go into this next one.
Oh my god, yeah. No, I've just remembered. Oh god.
Oh god. Okay.
I'll let you do the one after as well.
Oh no.
Okay. So Sam, you have a shot.
Oh God, shall I have it first?
Yeah, have your shot, mate.
I'm gonna take absinthe for this one.
Yeah, you probably should.
Right, okay.
I think I'll need it for probably maybe the next 4.
For the next 5 minutes.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to take that many shots.
So,
right, anyway, let's go.
So Sam, obviously, leading on from that, and you being so alone, have you ever been depressed?
Oh, hold on a minute, I'm just dying.
Oh, so yes.
I've only got fizzy drinks to chase this down with now, and fizz makes it even worse. Yeah, fizz makes it even worse. But anyway, you know what? I've never I can't speak anymore. My mouth's numb. I've never clinically been depressed. So I've never been, to like doctors or anything.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there has been times like where I've thought, you know what, maybe I should go to the doctors. Maybe I should, get this looked into. Because there's been times where I've just sort of, essentially given up with things that I've been doing. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like I had, it was, to be fair, one of the stages was at uni. Because I ended up quitting uni, didn't I, after my first year.
Yeah.
Talked about that a couple of times.
Something else you failed at.
Yeah, something else, just to add to the list.
Something else you quit out when it started getting hard.
As soon as it started, then as soon as them tough questions came, that was it.
And Sam probably started getting really good results. And he's like, "Yep."
No, I got what was it? I think I got 2-1.
This is exactly what I want. Time to leave.
Basically, me. It's like there was this one time. I say this one time, but
one time at band camp.
Oh God, you found out. Where like, oh shit, this might even be a bit too deep for the podcast.
Christ.
Oh shit, I don't know whether to say this or not.
Just go for it.
Oh, full send it, mate. It's your birthday one.
Fair enough. Yeah, fuck it.
Full send.
Like when was it? Maybe year 10. I think it was year 10, yeah, so I was, 14? Is that the age of year 10? I can't remember.
Yeah, 14, 15.
Just quickly before you go on, I was like giggling to myself through when you were saying some of that. And just to clarify, when people are trying to cancel me in future, I'm laughing at the next few questions.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
If I start giggling, it's because I keep looking at the questions.
It's funny you say that, because I was just laughing at the fact he was depressed.
You know what, Stephen? I don't expect anything less from you, honestly.
Right, so you were in year 10.
I think it was like year 10, yeah. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but I do specifically remember there was a day where I came home from school, and it was like 6, 7 at night. And I was sat on my bed, and like I've always had like a penknife. I've always had one in my room. Anyway,
yeah.
It's just like it's always been there. I don't even remember where I got it. I'm not gonna lie. And what I was so angry at something. I can't even remember what it was nowadays. But I was so angry at something. And I had like a deodorant can. And like I was sat there and I was like, well, these things on the back say they can kill you, right? This is deep. This is why I was like, I don't know if I should say this shit.
Right.
Sorry, I just love the methodical approach to that. It's just, these things can kill you, so I've got 2 options.
So what I do, right, I put it at the end of my bed, and I say to myself, if I, do you know like throwing knives like in COD, right? It sounds weird to say, but you can like use throwing knives in COD. I said to myself, if I can use this as a throwing knife and I hit that can, and I pierce it, because obviously they're pressurised air, aren't they? Like pressurised whatever, gases or whatever.
Yeah.
I said to myself, if I can hit that and pierce that with this, then I'll see what it does if I put it in my mouth afterwards. Right?
Okay.
So, and I think that was me sort of like at a sort of like, I sort of give up. Does that mean like give up mentality? And anyway, it does actually happen. I actually pierced the thing, and I put it near myself, and I thought to myself, I looked at it and I was like, no, I can't do this. No. I was thinking about everyone around me and stuff like that.
That tastes grim.
Yeah.
That tastes grim. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, no, I can't do
Yeah,
that.
that alone. What links was it?
Well, funnily enough, it was a link. It was links. It was a
That's the-
links
well, that's
can.
the
I did
important
use
thing.
I did use to use links.
Sam, you wanted to kill yourself, but the most important thing was it Links Africa or Links Vanilla? Like,
It was links, but I don't remember which one. But yeah, and then in that moment, I just thought to myself, oh shit, no, I can't do this because there's people around me that actually do, like care and stuff. And then I sort of like put it down. I could hear it in the back. Like, it was on my floor. I could hear it in the background, sort of going as all it came out, and I was sat there like in tears and shit. So I guess that could be classed as depression, but I never ever like I don't want to say I had it because I've never been clinically like diagnosed with it, and it's wrong of me to say I have had it.
I massively rate that because
Yeah.
I mean I think for a lot of people, especially going through high school, a lot of people will have been depressed, but a lot of people will have just been going through puberty.
Yeah, well that's the thing as well. Yeah.
And had some bad stuff happen, and it's like, oh well, I'm sad now, so I'm depressed.
Yeah.
But
And that's like
I rate that massively because I think for a lot of people you can probably self-diagnose that you are depressed, but also there's, especially nowadays, there's so much sort of misinformation online of, oh, if you're this thing, then you've got this thing, and it's the most vague fucking possible symptom.
No, that's the thing. Like I never
sort of
ever.
thing. I saw one thing that said if you sing in the shower, then you're on the autistic spectrum. It's
What?
like,
Oh god, I'm autistic, guys.
But like kids in high school will read that and go, I'm autistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so I rate that, not just being like, oh well, I'm depressed because I was sad.
Well, see, that's the thing. We're in a funny, like all three of us are in a very funny generation where like we've got the internet, but we lived before the internet was a big thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank God.
It's hard to describe because only people like you two and obviously others our age will know what I mean by that.
Geordie won't even get that.
Yeah, literally, yeah, and he's only a couple of years younger. And like it's a weird thing because like we know what it's like to just get on with things. We're like in a sense of like nowadays guys, relatively speaking, I don't want to say like properly, but relatively speaking, guys nowadays in a way can open up more than they used to be able to 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I still had the mentality of, oh, shut up, Sam, get on with it. You know, I'm a man. I can deal with this. I can get on with it, and that's the mentality I had.
Build different.
Build different. Essentially, yeah, that's the phrase that I can get from that. But now when you look back at it, I'm thinking, yeah, shit, I should have gone and got help. Like, I get that now. But yeah, it's just a weird thing to talk about. I don't know. It's just something.
To be fair, we can lead on from that because we've got quite a good question next.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah, because I'm.
So obviously there's your next shot.
Yeah, no problem.
So
I'll take absolute forgetting for this.
Yes. So Sam, obviously, I'm obviously assuming that you were because of who you are, but were you bullied in school?
I mean, I've seen my hair colour, bro. No, I've not taken my shot yet, I'll take it in a minute. But I've always, I don't know if you've noticed, but with most guests, I've always been the person to ask this question. I've always been the person to ask, oh, were you bullied for doing your YouTube videos and stuff like that? And that's because I was. But it wasn't only that, it was also like my hair colour.
Told you, Stephen. Fiver.
But obviously my hair colour came into it, but there was also this one specific time.
Why would your hair colour come into it?
Well, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Actually, you know.
Yeah, that's
being
such
ginger
a
and
random
that.
thing to pick out about something.
Now there was this one specific time where this person was proper like pissing me off on Facebook. I think it was like one of my high school mates, not my mates, but someone in my high school, I should say. And I very, very stupidly said, I'll openly admit it now, I very, very stupidly said, I was like, what the fuck are you going to do to me? Go on, punch me, and I'll fucking punch you back. I'm like the strongest person in our year, mate. And I put that on a comment on Facebook, right?
Oh god. Oh no.
So think of the scenes. No. Yeah, exactly. So I got bullied to shit for that.
You may as well have put a fucking poster in your high school saying, feel free to hit me.
Yeah, literally, like, so for like the next, I think it must have been at least 6 months, people were going, oh yeah, this, like, they twisted my words, what I said on this thing. I said in my year, right? And I was like, I think it was like maybe year 8, year 9.
Yeah, I could twat the prefects.
But then they were going, oh yeah. They were coming up to me going, oh, I heard you're the strongest in year 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. I heard you're the strongest person in the school. Oh, let me punch you in the face, see how you feel. And they were coming up to me like that, and then they were punching me in my arms, punching me in my back and stuff like that. And that's like, obviously that's like physical bullying. Never did anything back, but this one time, I can't remember if I've ever said this on the podcast or not, but this one time this kid came up to me, punched me in the back, and I was having a bad day anyway. And he punched me in the back, and I turned around and said, you do that again, mate, and I will fucking throw you across this, like court area that we're in. It was like I can't really explain, but anyway.
Yeah, courtyard, yeah.
Playground.
Yeah, basically a playground, yeah. So anyway, he thinks I'm joking, he punches me in the back again, I grab him, I throw him across, like his feet are off the ground and everything, I throw him across it, and he smacks his head into a metal pole, right? And he's like bleeding. He's like genuinely, he had to go to hospital to get his head glued back together because his head smacked into it that hard.
Sam killed a guy.
And luckily it was outside. I don't know if you guys had something called student services at your high schools or not.
Couldn't afford that in the countryside.
Well, there's this thing called student services where obviously, like, if you have any issues, you go there and talk to them and whatever. Anyway,
I've got murderous sociopathic tendencies.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Luckily, it was like outside of that. And I went in, I carried this guy, I picked this guy up and carried him, so he was like bleeding from the head. I was like, oh shit, this is a big problem. Carried him in, I went, look.
Have you seen that meme on Facebook where it's just like, when you hurt your little sibling and they throw it to you?
Oh, yeah.
It's okay, like, shut up.
Yeah, mate, I've seen that. But yeah, I carried this guy into student services. And I just walked up to him. I was like, look, I don't care about explaining it. I've basically just like cracked this guy's like skin open on his head, they could see it bleeding out.
Attempted murder.
Basically, yeah. But then luckily to me, they said to me, like obviously like, this is back onto the bullying thing. That like, it was essentially.
Luckily, this kid's a twat anyway. So don't worry.
But yeah, this. Obviously, like, this is onto the bullying thing. That was like the final straw for me. Do you know, like when you always see those YouTube videos where like, oh, the bully turns back, the bully person turns back and does this. That was my moment.
I went for mine.
Yeah, that was my moment. And the student services people said, yeah, don't worry, we've seen what happened. We were watching it through the window. We're not going to punish you. Just make sure that guy's all right, basically. So essentially,
I was a lenient school.
Yeah, I cracked the kid's head open, and they just went, "Yeah, don't worry,
yes,
we saw what happened."
He nearly died, and he had to have his head glued back together. But
literally, yeah,
he did punch you in the back.
They
twice,
had to.
so, it's probably fair.
They had you know, obviously only in serious situations they have the blue lights in the ambulance. Yeah, the ambulance had like blue lights, and they rushed him off. But I never ever tend to talk about that stuff because that's like my high school stuff. Like that's in my head that doesn't exist.
Yeah, everyone's a twat in school.
Yeah, that's why near enough every single person that I spoke to in high school is blocked on my Facebook for that very reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically like the end. That was the end of my bullying essentially, because people then heard about what I did and they thought, oh shit, this guy is serious.
This guy's fucking mental. Don't mess with
this
him.
guy basically they were thinking, oh, this guy won't fuck about if we piss him off, sort of thing.
This guy will fucking shank us.
Right, fair play. Stephen, I'm thinking, do you want to skip the next one and just go on to the one after? Because I think it might be a bit more interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh God, okay.
bit harsh, but yeah. Okay.
Make sure you read the. Okay, I'll do it. So, Sam, me and Stephen were curious, right? So we want to get a bit more deep about your relationship with us. And so there's your shot, right?
Okay.
So, what's one thing that you dislike about both of us? And in brackets it says Matt will take offence.
Let me just take my shot first. Hold on.
And me, mate. I'll be crying tonight.
and this doesn't just have to be like, oh, well, Stephen sometimes takes a while to upload his footage. We're talking deep personal flaws.
You're talking about ourselves.
Oh, guys, I'm so like my head's spinning.
Exactly. That's why you're going to answer. That's why we put this question in the second half.
Honestly, right?
Film it so you can watch me cry on camera.
No, honestly, right. There has been stuff where I've been like, oh, that's kind of annoyed me from well both you guys essentially, but I'd never change you guys from who you are right now, basically.
You can't. What was it?
You still piss me off every single week. I wouldn't change you.
Nah, not every week. There's just been the odd filming session where I've been like, oh, that's pissed me off. But the thing with I'll go with Stephen first, and I'll go with you, Matt. So it doesn't sound as bad for you, because I know Stephen can take it, right?
Oh God.
The thing with Stephen was every now and then, it's very, very rare. Don't get me wrong, but every now and then you do take something a little bit too far, and I sort of sit there. But if I on the podcast, if I ever sit there in silence, it's because you've taken something too far, basically.
Right.
You sit in silence a lot.
I think we're in the clear. I think we're in the clear this episode. But
no, there's, like, genuinely, I wouldn't change you guys for the world. I'm not gonna lie. And Matt, however funny he is, I always laugh about it. Don't get me wrong, but like I still have this thing in the back of my head where I'm thinking, does Matt just show up to these podcasts and not give a shit, or what? and it low-key pisses me off, but at the same time it's so funny because it's just become a part of the podcast. Like, you just show up and you film, and it just makes me laugh. But like, in the back of my head, this was at the start. Nowadays it's more, like, fine. It doesn't bobber me anymore. But at the start I was like, no.
To be fair, for anything, it bothers me more now than it did at the start.
See, it bothered me at the start, but now obviously, like, Matt, I've never known you as well as I know you now, obviously, and now it doesn't bother me anymore. But at the start, I was thinking, does Matt actually care about what we're doing? Is he just going to drop out after a couple of months, or what?
To be fair, it didn't help that Matt had a social media break for the first month of the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
We were there fucking trying to push this podcast as much as possible. We had a month of planning of pre-filming and stuff like that, and promos, and then the month we're actually trying to push the podcast, Matt just fucks off social media.
I think that's what started it, I'm not gonna lie. But like nowadays, there's nothing that pisses me off about either of you two. I'm not gonna lie, like, genuinely, it's one of those.
Matt's been quiet for a few minutes. He actually is just crying.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
No, it's one of those.
I had mates as well when we first started the podcast, and Matt just fucked off social media. I had mates messaging me saying that geezer's got 8k, got 7,000, 8,000 subscribers, more than both of you two. He's gonna spend the first 2 weeks seeing how this does and fuck it off.
Look at you now, wankers.
Right, look, hear it from me first. My clip footage messed up. Look, this is editing Sam. Let me just look. It's editing Sam. Clip footage messed up. Can't do anything about it. So we're gonna have to just end it there. There was only about another 10 more minutes of footage. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. Make sure you check out the socials at Pour1Pod on Twitter, Instagram. We don't use the others anymore. Wow, I feel so powerful saying that. It's not me, Stephen, that says that. Make sure you like and comment. Comment guests that you think we should have on down below. Comment what you think we should talk about. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you tell your friends about the podcast. Thank you, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one. See you later. See you in a bit.